Dear students, welcome to the e-learning. Hello, I am Navdeep, working as PGTIP in Cambridge International School, Thrissur. Students, today we will learn one more topic on databases. The topic is structured query language. So we will cover the query language in detail. So today's our topic is structured query language introduction. So queries deals with the tables, system, database, management, and queries. So we'll cover the different aspect of structured query language in today's class. Students, this unit basically this topic falls under topic number 4, unit 4. The name of the unit 4 is database concepts and structured query language. So its weightage is 20 marks in the exam. So this is also quite vital topic of the syllabus. Moving forward, students, till now we have covered what is database, DBMS, key concepts in DBMS, and different keys available in a relational database. So first we have just a recap what we have covered in earlier lectures. So this is what we have started with the DBMS and different stakeholders involved with the DBMS. Students, then we covered that the database is the backbone of every organization. So there are huge number of database applied in real life applications. So different sectors of the economy, banking, inventory management, airlines, railways, and so on, insurance, different schools, hospitals also. So different sectors of the economy, they use databases. This is the backbone. No big organization can survive without a database. So then we discussed how the database is implemented at a school level. So we briefly discussed about this. Then we switched over to the relational data model. Clear? So a relation is what they represented by a table. So then we took the example of different tables like guardian table containing the guardian information, then student table containing the student information, and then we have a attendance table, and how these tables are related to each other, and everything we will do practically in our next few lectures. Students, this is the briefly description about the student attendance and guardian relation, and briefly description of the attributes which are used in these tables. Then we took that is what is a tuple is, what is a record is. This is the state of a relation, how many attributes are there. We covered the basic terminology, degree, cardinality. Clear? So this example we took. Then we discussed the different keys. So the keys are very important part that help in maintaining the uniqueness of the records and help us in applying different constraints also. So the very first key that we covered is the candidate key. Clear? So that in a relation we can have one or more attributes that takes the distinct values. So it enforces how to ensure that the distinct values are basically taken up. Such attributes called the candidate key, as each of them are candidates for primary key. So all the candidates key are the candidates for the primary key, and we have to select one of the candidate key as a primary key. Then primary key, student, out of the number of candidate keys, if we have to select one of them as a primary key. That ensures the uniqueness in records. Like in the guardian table, we have guardian ID as working as a primary key. So then in that case, the other candidate key, like the guardian phone, that will become a alternate key. Composite primary key is basically made up of by combining multiple attributes of a table. So that is what we meant by the term composite. So in a attendance relation, so there is no primary key, so that we made a primary key by combining multiple attributes. That is, the scenario is called a composite primary key. Then is foreign key, students. The foreign key is very important. That is help us in joining the tables. So we'll cover all these things practically in our coming lectures. So this is the brief description that how we relate student table with the guardian table, and then the guardian table with the attendance table. So here in the student table, guardian ID is acting as a foreign key, and that is related to the primary key of the guardian table. Clear? So we will do all these things practically. Now students, focusing on our today's lecture, so that is on structured query language. So there are many RDBMS such as MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, PostgreSQL, Oracle, that allow us to create database consisting of relations and to link one or more relations with each other to store, retrieve, and manipulate data on the database. So we will learn to create MySQL, because in our syllabus that is MySQL, that is now the part of Oracle Corporation. So it is a open source database. So moving to the structured query language. So one has to write application programs to access data in a file system. However, for DBMS, there are special kinds of programming languages. They are called the structured query language. So it is the most popular query language used by all the major relational database management system like Oracle, MySQL Server, or SQL Server by Microsoft. Now, how to install MySQL? MySQL is an open source RDBMS software which can be easily downloaded from the official website. Student, one dedicated lecture we will devote on installing MySQL. I will upload a video by mentioning all the steps how to install MySQL on your system. So you need not to worry, you just go through these steps first, and in my next 1 or 2 lectures you will find all the steps of installing MySQL on your system. So you need not to be worried for that. So after installing, if you are using the MySQL command line, so this sort of screen will appear before you. It will ask you to enter the password and then you can start the system. So students, in structured query language, we use different data types. So what are the data type can be of a attribute? Like in guardian table, we were having guardian ID, guardian name, guardian phone number. In a student relation, we were having student name, student address, student roll number, like this. So these are the attributes of a of the relation, and they all have a particular data type. Now how to use this one? So data type, what it does, it indicates the type of data value that an attribute can have. So what type of value the attribute will accept, that is decided by the data type of that very attribute. The data type of attribute decides the operations that can be performed on the data of that very attribute. For example, arithmetic operations can be performed on numeric data, but we cannot perform the arithmetic operations on character data. So the commonly used data types you will find in MySQL are numeric type, date type, time type, and string. So looking at the commonly used data types in MySQL, the very first one is character and varchar. So students, both are basically used for character data type. Clear? The difference is that varchar we use where we have variable characters, and where we have fixed characters, there we use character data type. So first, focusing on the character data type, it specifies character data type of length n, where n could be any number from 0 to 255. Character is for fixed length, So it means that declaring character 10 implies to reserve spaces 10 for that very character. So character, we use character fixed character data type over there, where we know that this particular attribute will have a fixed values, like mobile number is having 10 values. Clear? Because in India the mobile number is of 10 digits. So there we will use character fixed character data type. And variable character, where we have variable means the length of the attribute varies, like in student name, some students names are small, some students names are bigger. Similarly for address, some address are very small and some addresses quite bigger. So there we will use varchar data type, that is the variable length of the character. This specifies character data type of length n, where n could be any number from 0 to 65,535. But unlike character, varchar is a variable length data type. That is, declaring varchar 30 means maximum 30 characters can be stored, but actual allocated bytes will depend upon the length of the entered string. So if we enter a small string, let's say of 5 characters, it will occupy only 5 bits only, 5 bytes. And if it is of 30, so then it can consume 30 bytes also. So students, varchar we use where we have variable length, character we use where we have fixed length. Then is the another important data type is integer. So integer specifies that integer value. Integer, you know that the number without fractions is called an integer. So each integer value occupies 4 bytes of storage. The range for values that are allowed under the integer data type is, you can see, minus 2147848 3648 2 plus this one. So for these large values, we store it under integer. Clear? So if we have a value larger than this one, so then we can use big int that occupies 8 bytes, whereas integer consumes 4 bytes of storage. Then we have float that basically stores the real numbers. It holds the number with fractional value. Each float value occupies 4 bytes. And students, finally we have here third attribute is date. So date is another important data type. Date type is used for storing the dates. So this is the format. Y stands for year, 4 digit, then month, 2 digit, then day, 2 digit. The spotted range is, you can see here, the spotted range for years is this. So these are the students basic data types that we will use. There are many other data types that we will study as and when required. So at the end, we have just covered a basic lecture on structured query language. Students, soon we will move to the practical part. So in next 1 or 2 lecture, you will find first how to install the MySQL, and then soon we will start the practical part in MySQL. So at the end, I thank you all for attending a session on Introduction to Structured Query Language. Thank you very much.